Rising from the swamps of the Meadowlands, in the shadow of New York City, it's the Ray Powers Hour! New Visions Radio, this is the Ray Powers Hour, and joining me on the line, she's calling from Nashville, Tennessee, right smack in the middle of her radio tour, Donica Knight. Donica, how you doing? Thanks so much for joining me tonight.
Hey, Ray. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm so honored and thrilled to be talking to you and for you to play my music.
Likewise. I know you've had a really long week so far. I know it's just started, but these radio tours can be brutal, and I really thank you for taking the time out to include the Ray Powers Hour among your stops, and make yourself comfortable, have some fun. We already played some songs. We're going to play some more, and we're going to learn a little about you tonight. You're going to be a lot more people, a crazy chat room, and, fun's the name of the game.
I like the crazy chat rooms.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Now, Donica Knight, I did some research on you, of course, and I found out Donica is indeed your real birth name.
Mm-hmm. It is. My father's name is Don, so I was named after my father, Donica.
Awesome. And it's great because you don't have a lot of Donicas running around, and, being forefront on the stage all the time, it's really going to slam an exclamation mark. I guarantee you 15, 20 years, I'm already projecting a big career for you. I would say you'll see more Donicas down the line.
Well, I will say before I started doing music, when I was growing up and people heard my name, a lot of them wanted to name their children Donica because they thought it was cool. So I do believe that whoever named me picked a different name, and I do know that folks have started picking it up, and maybe there will be some more Donicas in the world.
Well, I definitely hope so. But listen, you're the innovator. You're the original. Now, you're in Nashville right now, but of course, you're originally from Alabama.
Yes, I'm from Alabama, born and raised in Prattville, Alabama. And I love my state so much, and I've been so blessed to be able to travel on my radio tour and just regular tours, doing music, and it just makes you understand more about where you're from and where your roots are. And I've just grown to love Alabama more and more every day. I definitely love Tennessee. I lived here for a year, a couple of years back. And so it's good to be back here for a week and doing something different, because while I was here in Tennessee, I never did this radio tour. I just was writing and recording, and I'm glad to be back and be back with an album that I'm real proud of, and just have some creative lyrics that came from my brain, and it just feels good.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about your EP a little more. We did play a couple songs earlier on. Of course, during Power Trivia, we played Blood on My Boots, and we're going to get to your big single, Love Ain't a Prize. I'll talk to you all about that. But before any of this happened, you, of course, you're in Alabama, the two big schools. I'm going to duck when I mention Alabama University, or the University of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God I'm 1,000 miles away, because if I say Roll Tide, I'd normally have to duck. I know this.
Yes, you normally do. I am a big Auburn Tiger girl. That's why I went to school for 2 years. So I am a War Eagle.
And of course, you have a unique tie to Auburn University, a fantastic tie, one that basically jump-started your career, I guess you can arguably say.
Yeah, I got really, really fortunate. When I went to school, I was studying special education, exercise science, and I just felt called to do music. And the first thing that made sense to me, since I knew I was called to do music, was to write about things that I love. One being my school. And what I love about my school, and so I wrote this song called Great to Be and made a video for it. And I don't know how it happened, but it got in the hands of the football coach who loved it and just wanted to make an extra cool video for it. So he gave me all this footage that people just don't get. And he just gave it to me and wanted me to make it into a music video for them to play at the football game. And so the first year that I released Great to Be, they played the video and the song at every home game. And that was the year we won a national championship. So I thought it might have brought a little bit of luck. And now they continue to play my song at every home game. And it's just such an honor that I can write something that my school loves and has accepted as a song.
Well, obviously it brought them that extra charm they needed and got them over the hump, and they are still playing it. I have seen the video. It's a fantastic song, and it went viral, and, listen, you are part of that history now. And being an alma mater, I guess it all fits, and it's appropriate.
Yeah, I definitely am, and I'm glad that I'm a part of that history, and especially Auburn.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, you mentioned the song Great to Be. On this collection, now I don't know if you wrote that song or not, but I know that you are now writing material, at least co-writing, on this EP. Of course, your EP is Can't Buy a Southern Girl. That's the current EP that you have out now. And talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, as far as, I'm sure you've had songs presented to you, especially when you're first starting out, but it's got to be a more gratifying feeling to at least have a hand in the songwriting process. Am I wrong?
Oh, it makes a world of a difference. Great to Be, I did write. But before Great to Be came out, 2 or 3 months before I released that song, I released an album called A Southern Heart. And I only wrote one song on it. And then I wrote Great to Be. And those were recorded songs that I put out as an original artist. And it just hit me that the ones that I felt the most connection to live when I'm singing and performing were the ones that I wrote, and the ones that connected to the people that I wanted to connect to were the ones that I wrote. So it hit me like a ton of bricks that I needed to start songwriting more, and that I wanted to do an album that is uniquely mine, that I wrote everything on it and picked the instrumentation, and that it was something that I could consider my baby and that I love. And I'm so proud of Can't Buy a Southern Girl because of that. And it was released in March, and it went number 2. The EP record went number 2 on the iTunes New Country Release for records. And so that was exciting. And my single Lovin' It Rise went number 1. And that just blows my mind that would happen. Happened to me.
Well, it's well deserved. I mean, it sounds like you've been working hard since day one. And speaking of Loving the Prize, I wanted to play that song. I wanted to save it for when you were on the air. Get the maximum attention. This is probably peak time. So why don't we give this a roll? And why don't I turn this over to you? It's the Ray Powers Hour. I'm going to make this the Donica Knight Hour. Why don't you give this an intro, and we're going to roll this.
Heck yeah. Wow, to all of my Southern heart, I am so excited because you can't buy a Southern girl and you can't buy a Southern girl's heart. Here is Love Ain't a Prize.
New Visions Radio, this is the Ray Powers Hour. On the line, Donica Knight, calling from Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, her heart belongs in Alabama. That's where she's from. You just heard the hit single, the number 1 song off of the EP Can't Buy a Southern Girl, the song Love Ain't a Prize. I love the song, and saw the video. It's fantastic. The playing, everything is just spot on. And I mean, that's all I could really say. I mean, the chat room's going to love it. And wow, where do you go from there except upwards, I suppose?
Thank you. Thank you for playing it. And I'm glad that you've seen my video because that's something that I was proud of as well. being able to go do a video and come up with a concept behind what I saw visually with my lyrics just makes it extra special. And now I have Love Enterprise, and it's out on Vivo and YouTube for those listening that want to watch it. And it was my birthday, and I decided that I wanted to do a sneak peek release of another video that I just did called Acting Like a Lady. And so that is now up on YouTube too. And I'm really excited about that as well.
Well, belated happy birthday to you, and be 21 forever. And
yeah. Hey, that needs to be a new song. That will be our song when we write one together. 21 forever.
I'm going to put you on the hook for that. I love to co-write, and you know what? By the time, just don't forget little old Ray when you're skyrocketing into the stratosphere. It's like, wait, remember that one song we did together?
Whatever, Ray. I would never forget anybody, and you don't forget me, because you're already way up there. I can't wait to continue with our friendship and with our music.
Well, listen, the minute you hit New York, I want to know about it. I'll be at the show. I'll have you here at the Power Cove. We'll do this right. We got some mean catering up here as well. I mean, it's not Southern. We do pizza. We do other things, but certainly we go all out. I'm half Italian, so we know.
Oh, heck yeah! I like that. We can go get some pizza and all that good stuff.
Cool. Well, I want to ask you about songwriting and the video. It's a two-part question. In the recording studio, do you enjoy the time in the recording studio, the whole process of it?
I love it. I love everything about being in a studio. It definitely took me some time to understand. I started off live. I've been a live performer before I went to the studio. And it took me a while to figure out how to capture what it is that I do live behind a studio mic and with headphones on. Because when you sing live, you don't wear headphones. And just being able to understand that. And I love that there's so many different ways of recording a song. You can have a full band in there, and you can have several different channels and a board and have it live off the floor. Or you can record instrument by instrument, and it gives you the opportunity for me being a singer. I like doing my own backup vocals as well. So it gives me the opportunity to go back after and lay my own harmonies down.
That is fun. That to me, the lead vocal has always been a lot of pressure for me, but then again, I'm not half the singer you are. But the backing vocals were always fun for me because the layering, it's a process. And, not everybody loves the recording studio. It's laborious, it's tedious. But, I mean, if you have a hand in the process of creating it, I guess it's different. But even so, we're a special kind of breed. Now, what about video? I mean, if you're out there 12 hours, 14 hours shooting a video, can that still be fun?
Oh, my gosh. After I did the Love Enterprise video, I said, Donica, what have you done to yourself? Now you have this itch that you are obsessed with making the videos because it's so much fun. I'm used to doing my own hair and makeup, and with that video, I got there early and they did it, and that was a new experience for me. And just being able to hang out with people that are talented in so many different ways. It takes a lot of people to make a video. You have to have a creative person to make a set. And you have to have somebody behind a camera that knows what they're going for. And it's just, I love looking at how much talent it takes to make something. And it just blows my mind. And I've been thinking this for a long time since I started off live and I performed live. I know how to run my own sound and set up sound systems from scratch. And so I've been very fortunate that lately, sometimes I don't have to set up my sound, and it just makes me so grateful when I have somebody that's there to help bring in the speakers and the PA and set them up and run the cables. And
it's great, isn't it? You could just walk onto the set and boom, someone just did my makeup, someone dressed me, and now I walk onto a ready-made stage. The crowd is there, someone hands me a mic, and I can just roll. It's a beautiful thing. Get used to it, because you know what? As you go up the ladder, and you're going up the ladder fast, that's going to become the norm. And I know you'll never forget the humble beginnings. So you're absolutely, to me, the total package. I'm not just saying that because you're on the line. I've been saying that all week, and I'll say it once you're in the chat room mingling with the people. So trust me when I say it. You know, you're off to a great start from what I can see, and all I see is a humongous future for Donica Knight.
Well, thank you, Ray. That just puts a big old smile on my face. Granted, I've had a smile on my face the whole time I've been talking to you, because I just enjoy your spirit. You're a happy, good person. But I appreciate what you said.
Well, if you can't have fun doing this, it's a problem. And, you know, listening to great music, it's a gift. I mean, you know, it doesn't get any better. My very special guest on the line, Donica Knight, here on the Ray Powers Hour. And, you know, one thing I almost forgot to mention, you've gotten to work with one of the biggest legends in country music history, arguably maybe one of the biggest, maybe the biggest, I don't know. You worked with Ronnie Milsap. Now, full disclosure, I'm a huge fan from way back. I found out about that, and I have to know more. How did that happen? How cool was that? And, oh my God.
How did it happen? Gosh, when I came to Nashville, I just was really lucky. I was real lucky. The first person that I truly started working with was a guy named Rob Galbraith, who was like turned into be one of my best friends. And he is Ronnie Milsap's producer. And Rob is just a down-home, good person, and he loved my voice and said, "Oh, I'm gonna play your voice for Ronnie." And he played some of my music that he was recording to Ronnie. And Ronnie, he's known as Mr. Golden Ears because he's blind, and he's got these ears that just hear things that people don't, that the normal human being doesn't hear. And he's had so many number one hits and singles, and his voice is incredible, and he just brings so much soul into country music. He heard my voice, and he really liked it, and he thought it needed to be heard, and so he wanted to do a duet with me. And it turns out that the one duet turned into two. And he heard a song that I wrote called "Gotta Love a Girl." And the lyrics to the chorus are, "You gotta love a girl because they're so fun to look at. They talk about you behind your back, and you don't care because they smell so good." And that line just tickled him pink because he thought it was funny because he hadn't heard it in a song before. And he's like, "That is the truth, and I must sing this." And just being in his presence was incredible. When I met him, you just felt this aura of greatness, and he's just a good man, and he sticks with his people, and that's something to admire. And he's kept a career in this business for a long time, and he's got this distinctive laugh that when he laughs, it's just this bear, like a bear, and it's just bold and amazing. And I got to be with him a couple of different times, and I've been over to his house, and that's where I met him the first time. And he can tell who people are by their footsteps.
Really?
When he's to the people that he's close to, he knows who's coming towards him when he hears the way that they walk on the floor. He's such a good person, and for somebody to come from such a hard background, I know a lot of people may not be familiar with Ronnie's past, and if you have some time to look at everything that called adversity and what somebody's born with, and in the situations and where he is now, and his attitude is incredible. And he knows that he wouldn't be doing music if the incidents didn't happen where he ended up being blind. And he's just, I can't express how good he is as a person.
Wow, and that's amazing. You're right. And I was introduced to Ronnie Millsap way back in 1977, to date myself. My dad turned me on to him, and I've been a fan ever since. But that is a fantastic story. So, these people listening, they heard some great songs tonight. Tell them how they can get Can't Buy a Southern Girl.
Yeah, it's on iTunes. Can't Buy a Southern Girl is on iTunes and Amazon. It's also on Spotify. You can find it on YouTube as well. And on my Facebook page, I have a Shop Now button, and you can find my T-shirts and all that shebang. And also on my website, www.donicaknight.com. And you spell my name like Monica, so with a D in front, Donica, and Knight with a K.
Knight with a K. Well, you certainly can't buy a Southern Girl. You can't buy Donica Knight's love, but you can buy the record, so go out and get it.
That is true. And I appreciate your support.
Well, Donica, listen, anytime you want to come back on, you just let me know, or just crash the gate. And as soon as I know, as I mentioned, the minute you're up here in the Northeast, you kick the door down, and we're going to party.
Okay, I'll let you know for sure, because I've been planning on coming to New York pretty darn soon. So when that date is booked and scheduled, I'll make sure that Ray is the first person to know.
I got it on my calendar. We're going to co-write a song. We're going to share some pizza, and we're going to raise some hell.
Heck yeah, let's raise some hell.
Donica, thank you so much. Like I said, feel free, come into the New Visions chat room and just hang out and have a great time. Again, thank you so much. Best of luck on the rest of your tour, and God bless.
God bless you, Ray, and your family, and I just thank you, and all your friends and everybody listening.
All right, well, I'll talk to you soon.
All righty, you too.
The Ray Powers Hour. New Visions Radio.